Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm doing a brand new review. I already did like an Instagram review of a double feature of Psycho Killer and Scream 7. Now I'm gonna do it for the podcast. This is the podcast version. And my opinions have not changed about the movies of Scream 7 and Psycho Killer, but I'm gonna might offer a little bit more insight on it, which I did not offer in the Instagram version. And as for Scream 7 and Psycho Killer, it will contain spoilers. I'm going to spoil it. So if you have not seen the movie yet, then don't listen to this review or my opinions or thoughts because I don't break down every single scene in the movie. I mean, I could if I want to, but come on. What's the point of watching the movie if I do that? But right off the bat, I'm also going to talk about Psycho Killer real quick because this is a simple movie. I know people had high hopes for it. Me, I didn't have high hopes. I just didn't really care. But since I was seeing Scream 7, I said I might as well see Psycho Killer as a double feature back to back. Why not? And the hype for this movie was about the guy who did the movie 7, the one with Brad Pitt. And the movie was such a good movie, good writing and everything. People had high expectation thinking that this might deliver the same effect. No, it did not. Trust me. And I can see why there was so much bad reviews for this movie. The movie is like a two-sided story movie about one is a police trooper that saw got her husband murdered by the slasher killer and drives off. And the side is when she's gonna go out for revenge by doing her investigation. She's trying to follow his tracks and trying to lead up to get him. Meanwhile, you get the second side, which will showcase the killer, where he's up to stealing medicine, killing people along the way, um, getting weapons like dynamite and grenades and guns, and you'd be like, and then you start thinking about that, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what kind of slasher killer is this? Like he's gonna get weapons like that, like military weapons, like he ready to start a war or something. But in the meanwhile, like you find out that his final plot is he has an end game that while he's killing people, he wants to blow up half of the East Coast by blowing up a nuclear power plant, and that's his end game. So it's up to the detective when she's going for the killer for revenge, is start figuring out like what's really his game is with the medicine and the weapons getting stolen, and then she looks at the symbols that he put on like a nuclear power plant symbol 328, like the day, how this is this heavy metal song, which is based on his name, and he follows a pattern from this record and look at the pictures of the records and realize there's clues around that. And then that's when she started realizing that hey, he wants to blow up the power plant. And the movie is kind of silly, because how the detective came across this killer not once but twice. And every time she comes across the killer, she will use a sniper gun in the second part of the movie to try to take him out, which is kind of like crazy. It's like really, like and even the first meeting when she goes up against him in the hotel, that's another thing. Like you can't wait for the police to help you out to take this guy out. And also, the killer does have an origin story, and then you have your. But once you get to the final scene, of course, the killer's defeated, and of course, they leave like an ending open for him to have a possible sequel. Which I'm like, why are you gonna waste the time? Stop wasting people's money, Hollywood's money on crap like this. I mean, come on. But it first it ended up being like a horror, and then it ended up being something else, like a terrorist plot. And the villain, he's like he got a cool mask, but it's like the Bane mask, and he even talks like a Batman villain. Like is this could be a comic book movie also, and that's why I've been wondering, is this based on a comic book? I'd be kind of curious about that. But yeah, I mean, like, what if you add Batman to this instead of the State Trooper? Would this have been Batman 3 or a spinoff maybe? But yeah, it's not a good movie. The direction was off. It didn't make no sense. I mean, it made sense, but it's just the execution and the pattern, the style of it was kind of weak. I seen horror movies with this type of style when the hero's going after the killer, and it's been done better. And I forgot those names of those movies. I feel embarrassed by not taking notes. I should have though, but just to explain myself a little bit better on this. But You could Google it and find what I'm talking about. I mean, there've been movies better than this with this type of scenario. But I know it's a double feature, but I'm gonna make this a single movie review since this is already past 5 minutes. Anyway, yeah, Psycho Killer, not a good movie, but I still say check it out from your own opinion. Maybe you might like it for something. But anyway, over and out.